How's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampy's Workshop for another episode. Thanks a lot for joining in. I appreciate it, that's for sure. On the camp that we have here, we built a porch on the end of it, sort of just to kind of break the wind so we can get in out of the weather in the wintertime. Take our boots and jackets off before we go into the camp. Because the porch is just built on the deck was just sitting on deck blocks on grade. Then with the freeze and thaw of the winter, the deck moves, right? And as the deck moves up and down on the side of the camp, it changes the way the lock set latch on the door engages with the striker plate that's in the jamb. And what happens sometimes, it moves so much that the lock set latch won't catch in the striker plate, and consequently the door won't stay closed. Anyways, my project today is bought myself a new striker plate. This is about a 5-inch tall striker plate, and I'm going to enlarge this hole, and I'm going to replace this striker plate with the little one that comes with the lock set that's in the door. Excuse me. The idea being there, I'll have more of an opening here for the latch on the lock set to engage in, right? I'll still need to adjust the porch because I have leg levelers under it, and every winter I go under the deck about 2 or 3 times, adjust these leg levelers to keep the porch kind of halfway level so that the door closes well and there's no drafts around it. But at least in the short-term interim, like last-minute times when the door won't latch, then this will solve that problem. I have a little Dremel grinder there. I'm going to try and cut that out with a Dremel grinder. So we'll see how that works. So first things first, I have to mark out on this striker plate how big the opening is. So I've determined from some intense measuring and scrutinization that if I go just to the top sides of these screw holes here, then that'll give me a nice area. So I'm just going to cut along that edge, and then along this edge, if I can get this to mark, something like that, and then across the top here. So I take the Dremel tool and just try to cut along those edges, see how I make out. Okay, we're back with a new wheel, so we're going to try it again. Okay, it's cutting through, but it's going to take a lot of wheels. But anyways, I'll come back when we're a little bit further along. So the Dremel tool, well, it was going through those little discs like butter. So what I did is I tried to set up here with my hacksaw. I had to take the blade off the saw, pass it through the keyhole here, and connect it back on. So we're going to try and cut this with a hacksaw now. Well, there. I need to fix that a lot with the file. Just going to try and bend that piece out of there. What do you think? Oh yeah, there she goes. Okay. So I'm going to work on this with the file for a bit, and then we'll come back. So we're going to start removing this one. Pencil mark for the new one is right in the center there. Just turned out to be the center of that latch hole. With my utility knife, I'm just going to score around it. I'm not sure how much of this you're seeing because I got my big head in the way. So now, with the chisel and the hammer, I just chisel around these edges and cut that out. And so that I can recess that striker plate back into the jamb. So I'll do that. I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So there we have it recessed. Now what I have to do is cut some of this jamb from in here so that that hole will be that good depth for the full width of the new opening I've made in the striker plate. Now that I have that hole cleared out for the latch, all I need to do is put a couple of screws in here and we're good. Okay, now for the test. That's just about the way I like it, right there. So now, if the deck moves up or down, the latch can move in the striker plate opening. Anyway, I have to clean up my mess now. Looks like we had a squirrel in the camp. Ugh. Well, there was not a lot to that. Just biggest job was making the hole in the striker plate a little longer. Chisel out a little bit of the jamb and reinstall it. I think it's going to work good. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thumbs up me. And oh yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, how about subscribing? Help me reach my goal, okay? Appreciate it, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.